Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you are already a continued subby, you know I love you for it. With that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. And before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you all on your path to your highest vibrational good. So this week, for your key to the week, yes, you got it, you've got the Sun card. Blessings, abundance, happiness and joy. And remember, one of the things that I always say about this card is whatever it touches, it enhances that. So it enhances your blessings, it diminishes or sheds light on all of the challenges or the darknesses that might try to come up against you. Now, the fact that you've got this as the key to the week, it kind of permeates the whole week, right? So it's kind of hanging around, it's a pervading energy, and at the base level it's just about happy times and feeling good. And I'm pretty sure that you guys could use some of that, so you know what, have it. Right there you go, that is your Sun for the week. And there's a part of this as well that is, it almost feels like this week I want to say to you, follow your own true north. Right, whatever it is that really feels right for you, whatever it is that fire in your chest, that heart-based energy. If you haven't seen it, check out the weekly general. Whatever you feel drawn or pulled to do on a heart-based level, you follow that. Whatever your true north is this week, you go for it. For your actions and options, you have the Ten of Swords. All right, so here we go, right? Tarot doing his best. I love you, dude. Right, so you got the Ten of Swords here in your actions and options. Now, what does this tell me? Well, there's a couple of things. It tells me that this week there is going to be a grand completion or culmination that comes up for you. Why do I say that? The Sun card is number 19. 1 and 9 gives you 10. The Ten of Swords is also a 10. 10s are always about completion. These are change points. This is where something ends and something comes to its completion, where something has completely run its course. And your actions and options, this is about what you do. It's about what you choose. This week you are choosing to let something go. You're choosing to let something perish. In fact, let me show you the... You see that? You see there's a witch there and she's working her magic, and what she's actually doing is a spell for release, right? She's working there on a piece of something that she's going to put in, surrounded by her 10 swords. And what that tells me is this week you are going to make a conscious effort. This is about you choosing to end or complete something, and it's about you holding space for that within yourself, right? And the fact that you're doing it under the guise of the Sun means that there's nothing being hidden. This is about you being honest. It's about you being open. It's about you coming from a place of authenticity to say, I can no longer do this, be a part of this, have this be a part of my life, make space for or alignment for this energy, like whatever it is, whether this is a partnership, a relationship, a job, a project. This is about you saying, no, this comes to an end now, and it will come to its natural finite end at my hand. That's a very powerful place to be for your, because in effect it's kind of you know, not only are you following that true north that I talked about, but it's also about you owning your power, right? And coming into that, liberating yourself in some respect. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Hanged Man. So check this out, right? The Hanged Man kind of, it's a very spiritual card, right? Because it talks about a lot of the stuff that takes place on an internal level. And one of the things I always say to people when I see this card is, what's the best way to get what you want? Sometimes the best way to get what you want is to allow it to come to you, or to do nothing. Sometimes no action is the best action that you can take. And for your communications this week, this is not a week for you to make big, bold, sweeping statements. In fact, if you can keep the communication to a minimum, you will find that you'll be able to traverse this week a lot better. Now, remember, you've got the Sun card there. So whatever connections you are making, whatever communications and conversations are taking place for you this week, they are beneficial in some way, shape or form. But you may find that they are of a more, I don't want to say, just of a more somber nature, or maybe a bit more of a serious nature. Now, just because you're having more serious conversations doesn't mean you can't have a good time. So I've, in fact, actually I can attest to that. This last week, I've had some really heavy conversations with family members, but there's still been a lot of love and joy between us. We're still laughing about things, but we're talking about things that happen to be quite difficult. And this Hanged Man kind of tells me that that is going to be the week that you have. It's also going to be a week where you need to surrender how you feel. Right, so whatever communications and conversations come through this week, let go of how you feel, have the conversation, and ultimately you will be able to walk away from it feeling liberated, feeling a lot more free than you have in a long time. All right, for your money and materials, you've got the Ace of Wands, so your money looks good this week, right? And look at this, for your communications and your actions, they have a bit of a challenging vibe, but your money and your materials and your health and your vitality, these are on point. I mean, look at that, the Ace of Wands through the guise of the Sun. So when it comes to your finances, there is some sort of new idea or project that you are beginning. This is about you launching into something that you maybe get an innate sense. Do you know what I mean? Like maybe there's a part of you that thinks, you know what, I actually feel like this could go really well. And this is about you taking those sort of tentative steps to move ahead with it. And it's interesting because when you think about all of the energy and the baggage that you are freeing up this week, it does allow you to put that energy into something else. And why shouldn't it be manifesting all of your money and material goals? Why bloody not? Right, so your finances look good this week. It does look like there might be maybe a possibility of some extra work. It could be that there is some kind of boost to the finances that comes from something that you do. So, you know, maybe somebody says, oh, by the way, I've got this that needs to be done, and I know you're the person to do it. Like, if I pay you, can you? Do you know what I mean? Like, there could be a little boost to the finances in that regard as well. On a material level, it looks like you're doing something to the home, like and when I say doing something to it, this comes right underneath the Ace or the 10 of Swords. So it looks like you're chucking out a lot of crap this week. A lot of you look like you are doing that sort of, you know, like the autumn spring clean. I know we're just coming up to it, but it kind of feels like that kind of energy. For your physical vitality, you could have a lot of energy this week, and also the thing is, it looks like you're starting something in relation to your health. Maybe this is about looking after yourself, you know, better than you have before, or better than you have for a while, so to speak. And then finally, for your love and relations, you've got the Four of Cups. So I feel like this relates to this, your communications and conversations card. I actually feel like this is not necessarily a week. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of you, not all of you, but a lot of you may very well be coming to the end of a relationship this week. You might be closing something down. This could be a friendship. It could be a personal relationship. It could be a familial tie of some sort. There's the feeling that I get is like this week you're saying, no, you know what? This has run its course long enough and I can't give any more to it, so I'm going to have to let it go. Now, here's the thing, right? It is the Four of Cups, which tends to bring us something at a later date because we switch our focus, or because we need to switch our focus. So whatever it is that comes to an end this week, I'm not saying that it won't stay done. It just feels like this could be the week where you say, right, okay, you know what? I'm not focusing on that anymore. I'm going to do everything else that I can in my power, in my energy. And then at a later date, maybe about a month from now, remember this is the period of 4 weeks. Maybe at 4 weeks from now, this could come up for you again. All right. And maybe because you've left it alone, it's healed a little so you can have the conversation. This isn't the week for those big conversations though. All right. And it's interesting because, I talked about the surrender of this. So love and relations, very interesting one. For those of you that are single, you could be meeting someone this week, but you're not in the right place for it. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I don't know, I just get this feeling that this person's going to stick around so that when you are kind of a bit more up for it and ready for it at a later date, when this comes up, you're going to be like, oh, okay, cool. You stuck around. That's nice. For those of you that are partnered, like I said, I feel like for some of you this could be the end of a relationship, but on a conscious sort of level, and for others of you it kind of looks like this week you're kind of taking a break. Not, you're not moving out, or you're not asking your partner to move out, but this is just where you say, you know what, even though we live together, even though we've got a family together, even though we're married, whatever it is,
I need some space, and I'm going to take that space so that I can be better for the relationship and ultimately better for myself. So it's going to be a really interesting week for you guys. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Remember, you have the Sun card here. So while there may be challenges, you can traverse all of them. All right. Take care, and I'll see you soon.